Hey, Christina here with Frequency Fridays. Welcome back for our brain series. So, Frequency Fridays is all about settling into being a vibrational being, thinking vibrationally. Today, we're going to be talking about action potential, and I'm starting out with action potential. Because it really paints a very clear picture of, for one, we are electrical beings, and if that is the truth and that is the case, we should really be focused on nurturing our electrical selves. What is action potential? In a nutshell, it is the rising and falling of voltage. It's entering into phase 2, which is depolarizing the neuron. So this positive ion increase triggers the voltage gates on the side of the axon to open. And when that happens, a rush and flood of sodium enters into the neuron, taking it to an even higher level to really accelerate and get this action potential to its height. Because if the full cycle of the action potential is going up and coming back down to its neutral state. So it's getting up, it's depolarizing, and that is when the action potential is realized. So when an action potential is realized, that means that a particular objective was met, because our cells have a very strict SOP or program, and they fulfill it to the T. So the objective that is met is the voltage has increased so much so to a positive 30 MV, so a positive 30 voltage. That is the highest level in the action potential. So once the action potential is realized, what that means is the neuron now is positive on the inside and negative on the outside. It has completely switched its role, and so therefore it's depolarized. And that is literally the action of electricity traveling and moving throughout the body, performing a task. And so once that action has been met, the signals have been sent, the information has been sent, the action has been complete, then the potassium gates open. Because the body always wants to go back to homeostasis. And so now the goal is to reach negative 90 MV voltage. And we'll get to the importance of why it wants to go below its resting threshold of negative 70 voltage. Alright, so then we've got phase 3, and that is the repolarization phase. So, earlier I mentioned how the body always wants to go back to homeostasis. Our body naturally always wants to be in balance, in harmony. And so the next phase is going to be working to shift out of this heightened action potential, hyperpolarized, hypercharged with voltage, and then wants to go back down to its resting membrane potential. So during phase 3, the repolarization phase, where the voltage has increased all the way up to positive 30 voltage, that is the signal, or that is where the cell is programmed to say, okay, we need to come down from this high voltage. We've met our action potential. We've reached the objective we sought out to reach. Job complete. Now we need to come back down to our homeostasis place, our place of balance, our place of harmony, which is the resting membrane potential. And you remember what that number is? Negative 70 voltage. So that is what's happening. So when that happens, the sodium gates will close and the potassium gates open. And when the potassium gates open, the potassium rushes outside of the cell. So it's gonna switch from taking it from positive inside. It's gonna go back to positive outside of the cell, outside of the neuron, and it's gonna become negative on the inside. That is the repolarization phase. And I hope that this quick lesson brings you value. Most importantly, I hope it reminds you that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Your brain is a tool. Your brain is to be your servant, not your master. And so I really hope that this lesson, this series on the brain, will empower you to use your brain and your mind as the gift and the tool it was designed to be. Many blessings to you, and I'll see you next week. Take care.